Hello everyone, I played Diablo Early Access Beta over the weekend and I got all the way to level 25 with a sorceress using a lot of fire spells. I actually did really enjoy my time. I typically try to avoid betas because I'm like, I don't want to burn myself out playing the first part of the game and not want to play it when it comes out. This game does harken back to, I feel, the tone, spirit of Diablo 2, and it is graphic. It is violent. There is a lot of crazy stuff that happens in this game that is appropriate for this level of horror. This is a horror game, okay? There is gore. There are people dying. It is crazy. But within that world, playing as a sorceress, it was really neat to level up fast in a way. It felt like you were going fast, but just to find out what type of build was going to work the best for me without consulting any guides. And I did enjoy this fire shield incinerate build that was a lot of fun to just burn enemies down. It was tougher to play in the dungeons until I hit level 25. It was a bit easier because I had more spells and options to use, especially the Hydra, which came in really handy for the bosses in the dungeon at the end. The story is pretty good. The voice acting is good, really good. And the weight of the voice actors, especially the ones that play more of the main characters, you definitely can feel. So I am compelled to find out what's going to happen in the rest of the story, since the beta is only for the first part of the game. It's only for Act 1. And having gone through Act 1, it was a beefy act, for sure. But the world feels pretty vibrant and alive, and I know some people have commented that this game feels more like an MMO than an action RPG of the past. And so far, it feels pretty good. It's not too big. The world doesn't feel too big. It felt big enough. And having explored the entire world, I did have a good time in the region. Now, playing in the same world throughout the entire time, of course, being the beta, it did feel like it was time to go to the next area and find some different enemies to fight. And that's what Diablo has been, from Diablo 1 to Diablo 2 to Diablo 3. You have your different acts, different enemies that you go up against, and different strategies you have to use. I did have to use some significant strategies going up against these bosses. I was pretty impressed with the boss fights. They were tough. I played on World Tier Veteran 2, which made it a little bit more difficult, but did get some more experience. I did enjoy the aspect of, surviving and using the health potions, and only have, I think, 4 charges to begin with, but it upgrades to 5 a little bit later. There were some harrowing moments. There were some tough fights, and I felt that I was compelled and rewarded for winning these fights against these bosses. When it came to the interaction and socialization with other people, I tried to go up against the big boss, but I got wiped, which was a bummer. And it only spawned a couple times during the day on Saturday. And the evening, I waited till 11 o'clock Pacific time to 11 o'clock p.m. Pacific time to fight against the boss. And that was a bit of a bummer. But to be able to emote and say hi and thanks and talk to other people really quickly is a nice addition. And having, quick quips that you can say instead of typing stuff out is good, really good for the game. And I didn't really group up with anybody, didn't invite anybody, but you'd group up automatically and you would see the little bonus happening for your character with the experience, which was great. I like the incentive of grouping up with other people and trying to take down these bigger demons together. Overall, I'm excited for Diablo 4. This is a game that I did pre-purchase that I don't know why I keep pre-purchasing games, but I believe, I want to believe. But this is a game that I definitely feel I'm going to play all the way through when it comes to the story. But like any title that's an action RPG, it's going to come down to the late game, the itemization. What type of builds do you want to have? I don't know if there's going to be PvP. I think there may be. But the multiplayer aspect is how I feel this game is going to thrive. And if it does with a really good item system and people wanting to group up together and take down big bosses or having the option to do PvP, I think this is going to be a very, very solid title. And it also plays great on controller, so I've been told. I played on mouse and keyboard on my PC, but I have played Diablo 3 on controller, and it works great. So you can go either way. You can definitely just plug in a controller on your PC and play with a controller in Diablo 4. Cinematics, great. The music's really, really good. Spoilers, there's even a moment where you supposedly go to Tristram, where there's this dog with half a face missing that's talking to you and mentions that you're in Tristram. And just how much of a part of hell it was after all these years was really spooky, really scary. And these I don't even want to call them NPCs. They were they were window dressing. They were part of the walls, but these corpses that were just tormented that were part of the walls was nuts. Absolutely nuts. So the production design, the grim horror of everything, absolutely blew me away. I hope you enjoyed some of these highlights and different moments of the game when I was live streaming. You can catch me live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific time. I'm playing a variety of different games right now. We're going to do some Hogwarts Legacy on Monday and Wednesday, Fortnite on Tuesday and Thursday, and Resident Evil 4 is coming out this Friday. We'll be playing that for sure. Thanks as always for supporting the channel. If you have any questions about Diablo or if you're looking for some good guides, I would recommend just go ahead and Google it, search online. You can find a number of different guides and builds that people have built, even for Diablo 4 for the beta. I don't plan to broadcast the beta the following weekend, the open beta for everybody. I'm going to play as a sorceress. I don't have any interest in playing any other characters right now. I just want to stick with one just because of time. And so I feel I got everything I wanted out of the beta. The game's feeling pretty solid, and hopefully it has a very successful launch. As always, when it comes to betas, or like even the first day of games being launched, the servers are not going to be doing too hot. So have some patience. Don't like clear your schedule or take off work on day one of a game coming out, because it may not work at all, especially if it's multiplayer based. Okay, everybody, thanks again. You know what to do. It's YouTube. Like and subscribe, and I will see you online.